What is going on, guys? It's your boy Justin from the J Media, and I'm back with another video. So I know lately you guys been seeing a lot of videos on my new RSX. If you guys haven't already checked out the new car buying video, make sure to check that out first so you know why I got the car, when I got the car, and what's been done to the car. I've only had it for, let's see, slightly over a week, so not that long. I know in videos it might look like quite a few videos, but in real time only had it for slightly over a week. Some of you guys might have missed this car, my 2015 Mitsubishi Lancer GT. You might be asking me, why is the front bumper off? So before I tell you, make sure to click me on the previous video. You would know why the front bumper is off if you watch the previous video. If you haven't watched the video, what are you doing? You want to make sure you watch all the videos so you can stay up to date on what's going on my car, on my current builds, what events I'm going to and all that stuff. But yeah, pause this video, click back on the previous video if you don't know why the bumper's off. Alright, so now that you watched the previous video, I'm assuming you kind of know what's going on. So basically, to put it in a nutshell, I was at a friend's baby shower and brought this car there. The one day I drove in a week, something bad had to happen, but unfortunately I did crack my front bumper. A piece on the passenger side where it meets the fender right here kind of ripped off, and that's with fiberglass. Sometimes, you know, it's kind of brittle, so it's getting fixed now at the shop. Not fun, but I got quoted pretty expensive. It was 600 bucks to get it fixed. Oh well. So I figured while I have the front bumper off, I can do some custom work that I've been wanting to do for a while to these headlights. So I got these headlights a little while back. I think it's been about 2.5 or 3 years since I had these headlights. And when I first got them, I was one of the few guys in Texas to have these headlights. But as you can tell right now, almost every Lancer and Evo owner has these set of headlights. So I do want to be different. I do want to get it customized. I was looking at a few different options. I know there are a few different guys who customize headlights. They can get pretty expensive, right around the $1,000 range. I'm not the best at electrical work, but I decided I wanted to save some money and make some content for you guys. So I'm gonna experiment. I'll be taking apart the headlights, baking them, and switching out the LED circuit boards. So there's a company, Lit Lights. They sell these stuff. So what I'm gonna be doing is unboxing it for you guys and see what's in this box. So let me show you guys what's in the box. Basically, I have this little packet here. There's air freshener, decals, instructions, and then this itself is the wiring. So that's the LED board right there. They should be for left and right, I'm guessing. Some wiring harnesses, and then let's see what we have in this little white box here. So this seems like maybe like a little, I'm not sure, like a controller or something like that. This LED hue. So I believe I do have an option to download an app so I can switch different colors. So like I say, I do have to take off the whole headlight. Once this is done, I can basically customize and have the boomerang LED strip change to different colors using a Bluetooth app. So I'm pretty excited to get this started. So I also went to the website to print out some instructions. What I'm going to be doing is I'll do one side first, make sure I get it done, and then I'll show you guys the other side in, you know, over like a time lapse to show you guys how the whole thing is done. So first step first, front bumper's off. Makes it way easier to work with because you do have to take your front bumper off. I believe there should be 4 screws holding this in place. So one right here, and I think 2 more on the top. So yeah, if you have your front bumper on, you won't be able to access these screws. So perfect timing to get it done right now before my front bumper gets back on the car. So I'm going to go ahead and take off these 4 screws and take the headlight off. Alright, so now I have the driver's side headlight entirely off the car. So I did have to unplug some wires on the back to get it off entirely, of course. And then I'm going to be taking in the LED boards with me. I'm going to go experiment on this first driver's side headlight. Once I manage to get everything all done, I'll be showing you guys the process on how to do the passenger headlight step by step. Alright, so after a little while, I managed to piece together the first driver's headlight. As you can tell, I haven't put back the lens yet. I do have to bake it back in the oven before putting back the lens. But I just want to make sure that everything is working before I put the lens back. I already had the LED boards wired up. I have this little guy coming out. While I was at it, previously I was having a HID set up on my car. But I went ahead and changed it to some LEDs as well. So I've been having this LED set for a while. Shout out to Last Fit for sending me a set of LEDs for my headlights. So they do different LED stuff. I did a video a while back on my fiance's 2019 Honda Civic with some Last Fit LED bulbs. So yeah, they sent me LED bulbs for my car. So I already installed one side here from HIDs to LEDs. Here is the LED bulb for the passenger side, which I haven't installed yet. But if you guys want to cop yourself some LEDs, make sure to hit up Last Fit. I do have a promo code for you guys to get 10% off. So put in the JMedia10 to get 10% off your Last Fit LED lights. They have them for your LED headlights, LED interior lights, trunk lights, anything LED. LED reverse lights. So I installed LED reverse lights on my car. My fiance's Honda Civic, I installed some LED headlight bulbs. So they look really good, really crisp, 6000K, really white. But yeah, right now I'm just gonna connect them back to the car. The wiring harness is up here. I haven't connected the Bluetooth switch yet, so I have to do that first and test out, make sure this one works before I show you guys a step-by-step on how to get them done. Alright, so I just spent a little bit more time to connect the ballast as well as this little, I guess you can call it, switch. Super easy. All I have to do is just connect this piece right here, connect this brown, well this purple wire that came running from the light, connect it here. There's another one to connect, which is for the other side. But yeah, super easy. And then it comes with a red and black wire, negative and positive. So connect it to my battery terminals. Right now all I'm gonna do is connect back the positive terminal, switch on the car, and I already downloaded the app. So you need an app. And fingers crossed, hopefully this works. This will be the first time turning on this side, and hopefully that works. Alright, so just connected it. I haven't actually connected the app, but it's already lighted up. Super dope. You can see it's green right now. So I have the app, I just connected it. It's on auto right now. Let's see if I go to red. Ooh! Damn, I can go to green, blue, yellow, pink, purple, or I can just like swipe it and change color. Instead of solid, ooh, I can do strobes. What is this? I think a different speed. It's pretty cool. And you can adjust the brightness of your red, how red you want it to be. That's super dope. I have to play around with the app for a little bit, but I'm guessing I could change the different colors. One thing I do want to test out is my demon eye, just because it was working, but then it disconnected. So when I took apart the whole headlight, I went ahead and reconnected the wires. I'm hoping it works. Alright, so it's a brand new day. I'm gonna work on the second headlight and show you guys how it's done. So you guys might have saw in the last clip that I got driver's side to work. The only thing was I was having a little bit of issues because after I install it, it works with the custom lights, but now whenever I switch on my headlights, it doesn't work. So basically this LED strip doesn't work. My bulb doesn't work as well, so I'm trying to diagnose and see what's going on. But yeah, let me go ahead and show you guys how I'm gonna get this done step by step. Again, I'm no professional when it comes to wiring stuff. I'm actually not really good at it, but I'm trying to challenge myself to get some LED boards done. So first step is, if you have a front bumper in the car, take it off. You need to have your front bumper off so it's easier to get to your headlights. I already have my front bumper off. Next thing is taking off the headlight housing itself. So there are a couple bolts. I already went ahead and loosened one right here, and then there's one more right here, 10mm bolt. You do have another one, I believe, on the side right here. So this one right here, I already loosened that as well. So a couple bolts you have to loosen, and then you have to disconnect if you have any wiring done on your lights, any HIDs, LEDs, stuff like that. Make sure to disconnect it from the wiring harness, and then your headlight is good to go. So you're gonna remove it. So that's what I'm gonna get to now, removing my headlight. Alright, so now I have the headlight housing removed from the car. I'm gonna go ahead and take off this lens right here on the front. So I do have to bake them in the oven, but before that, there's a couple screws. So there's one screw here, 1, 2, 3, 4 screws holding it in place, and these are cross-tip screws. So you can just go ahead and use your cross-tip screwdriver, remove those 4 screws, and then you're gonna go ahead and bake it in the oven. Next thing you want to do is go ahead and set the oven to 225 Fahrenheit, which is what I did over here. You're going to set it first because we're going to throw it in the oven. So you want to preheat it, make sure it's up to temperature before you put in the headlights to bake. And the whole reason behind doing this is once you put in the headlights, there's kind of like a rubber flex seal around it to seal it. We do need to heat it up so that it's easy to take this lens off. So I've already preset my oven to 225 Fahrenheit for a little while now. I'm going to just throw in the headlights, set your timer for 10 minutes, and then you can remove it. Alright, so while the headlight is baking in the oven for about 10 minutes, I'm going to show you guys what else I have here. So I'll be taking apart the headlight, replacing the LED boards. So there's one LED board right here, and this is the second LED board. Basically what I'm doing, you'll see in a moment, but I'm replacing it so that it can change to more colors and be controlled by a Bluetooth app. So there's also quite a few other parts to it, but I'm just going to connect this part first to the inside of the headlight, and then the other end right here goes to like a little I guess you can call it like a Bluetooth device, and that's on my car, as well as some wiring, some power wiring as well. At the same time, while my headlights are out, I'm going to change out my light bulb setup. So I was using HID setup previously, so my car came stock with halogens, switched it to HIDs. As you can tell here, this is your traditional HID bulb. You do need to connect to a ballast, which is what this is, and then connect it to the I guess the stock power output. So with the LED setup right here, it's much more compact. And shout out to LastFit for sending LED headlight bulbs to me. If you guys need to cop some headlight bulbs, LED interior bulbs, reverse bulbs, anything LED for your car, make sure to hit them up. Use the code TheJMedia10 to save 10% off. So yeah, basically LED, like I said, much more compact. We have them on my fiance's 2019 Honda Civic. So really bright, really good, way better and more compact than HID setup. Alright, 10 minutes is up. I'm gonna go ahead and remove my headlight from the oven, and it's really hot, so remember to use some gloves, some mitts. I'm gonna put it on the table. I put some mats just because I don't want to burn it. So yeah, let me go ahead and remove the headlights. Alright, so here I have my freshly baked headlights. So what I'm going to be doing now is, you see all these plastic tabs right here, there's a bunch of plastic tabs holding the headlight in place. Now that it's kind of been heated up, you can go ahead and bend these tabs. Again, it's really hot, so I recommend using like a towel to kind of hold it. So bend these tabs, and then you're going to slowly pull the headlight lens out. And I would recommend using a flat tip screwdriver to kind of help you pry it open as well. So it's really sticky with all that, you know, stuff that's holding the headlight lens in place. So let me go ahead and remove it right now. Alright, so I had the headlight lens off now. One thing to note, be very gentle and only do it once it's all heated up, so all these, sealant will come off pretty easily. So now that you have the headlight housing removed, there's a couple more cross-tip Phillips bolts you have to remove. So one right here, 2, 3, and 4 holding in place. So I'm going to go ahead and remove it. So this part as well as the backing will be 2 separate parts. Alright, so now that you have it split apart, it's this wiring mess over here. So what we have to do is replace the LED boards on this guy and this guy. So again, held in by some cross-tip Phillips bolts. So 1, 2 right here. This one also same, 1 and 2. So you'll be able to remove both of these. When you remove these 2 pieces, there would be little LED boards that kind of look like these guys. So all we're going to be doing is prying it off and replacing those. Alright, so now that you have the OEM LED bolts out, there's another screw holding this guy in place and another one right here. After that bolt has been removed, sometimes they use like, I'm not sure if JB Well or super glue or something to stick this LED board on. So again, recommend using a flat tip screwdriver to pry this piece out. That's what you have to do. Alright, so now that you have the 2 LED boards off, I went ahead and do the other side off camera. As you can tell, the LED boards are just black and red wires. They are connected right here all the way to this little circuit board. You can go ahead and cut it right here. We'll be replacing the new wires that we have over here. So let me go ahead and cut these 2 wires. And you no longer need these circuit boards anymore, so you can go ahead and rip them off. Alright, so I just removed these LED boards and they look exactly the same as the new ones. So the good thing is both this piece as well as this piece right here are different shapes, so you can kind of match. So we're gonna just do the same thing. Go ahead and attach these LED boards to where they were, but instead of plugging it back here, what we're gonna be doing is we do have some excess wire here. We're going to be running this out through the hole, through the headlight, all the way to the little controller. Alright, so now that I have both LED boards on, I'm just going to attach it back. So like I said, all you have to do is put back the screw here, and then this long piece goes over here where we took it off from, and this smaller piece right here goes somewhere right here. So mount the screws back how you remove them, and then we do have this wire, so I'll show you guys how to run this wire here in a second. Alright, so I have my LED boards back here. Went ahead and double-sided taped this, and right now all I have to do is I'll be basically putting these wires through the headlight housing. So I kind of have to put these back together, so I have to run it such that this wire goes to the back of my headlight housing through back here. So I gotta kind of run it through all the way to the back. Alright, so that pretty much completes wiring the LED boards. Right now I'm just gonna put this cover back on, put 4 bolts back on, and then before I put the lens back, I'm actually going to switch it out to the LED setup, which I was telling you guys about. So let me get to doing that. So the front part of the headlights are all back together. Right now I'm just gonna go ahead and work on back here. So more wires to deal with. Gonna remove the HID setup over here. So I already went ahead and disconnected it. This side, which I showed you guys earlier, was from the driver's side. So I'm just gonna twist this little guy here. HID bulb is out. I'm gonna take out whatever HID parts that I don't need. So yeah, so right now what I'm gonna be doing is replacing it with this LED bulb in here. Alright, we have the LED bulb in. Right now all that we are left to do is just put back that lens. So I'll be putting it back in the oven to bake it so that all this kind of sealant gets, you know, sticky again. But I'm going to be putting on the lens, and then I'm going to be putting on the bolts to hold it in place, and then throwing it back in the oven. So headlight is out of the oven. It's gonna smell and taste so good. Well, not gonna eat, but what I'm gonna do is go ahead and use my Phillips screwdriver, screw back the 4 little bolts, and like I said, there's a bunch of little clips all around, so make sure to press all the clips back in place, and we should be good to go once we put the bolts back. Alright, so I'm back out here by the car. Headlights are done. I'm just gonna wire it up now. So like I was saying earlier, a few more different parts to it. So driver side is in. This is the driver side connection. Passenger side has one as well. And then we have this little controller here. So you do have to download the app on your phone so you can use Bluetooth. It's called LED Hue on App Store. You connect that to this little guy right here. And same thing, I'll be connecting one side from the driver's side to here, and then the passenger side to here. So there's 2 different plugins here. And then also it came with a few other wires. So there's a red wire right here that goes to your power terminal. If you have your battery in the trunk, you can just put it to the positive power source. There's one more black wire as well, which I had a ground all the way here. So black wire, put it to a ground, had it grounded all the way back down there where that bolt is. And then we also have another wire, another 2 wires I should say. So wiring nightmare over here. But the yellow is your turn signal. So if you want to have your boomerangs as your turn signal, like a sequential like that, you can connect that. I'm not going to do that because I already do have this as my turn signals. I don't want both of them to go off at the same time. So I'm going to disregard that. We also have this white wire right here labeled DRL, which is your daytime running lights. So I do want my DRLs to work, which means anytime, even if I'm in show mode, as long as I switch on the headlights, the white LED comes on. That's really important. So whenever I unlock the car as well, the daytime running light comes on. So I do have to do some splicing. I made sure to contact the maker of this and lit lights, and they did say yes, confirm I do have to connect the white DRL wire and connect it to either a passenger or driver headlight. But since I have my passenger side out, I'm gonna do this side. I do have to splice into this red wire right here. So if you see, there's a black and red wire. So let me come around here to give you a better orientation. So this is where my LED bulb is, and on the passenger side, the wire you have to splice into is to the bottom right of it. This red wire right here, and this red wire pretty much connects all the way here to this red wiring harness. So I could also connect it right here. You can see there's a bunch of different colors, but he did confirm. Slice into that, tap the white wires. This is what I'm going to try right now. Alright, so I just connected it together. If you have a soldering kit, great. I don't, so what I did was I just spliced the wires with my wire splicer over here, and then I do have some, I guess, connector tips, so I went ahead and used this connector tip to connect both ends. So again, to recap, they did provide this wire here with the yellow as well as white wire. I'm not going to use the yellow wire. I have my white DRL wire. You can't really see it right now, but I splice into that. That's connected to this red wire right here. I used that little butt splice piece, and then I electrical tape it all together to keep it firm. So I'm gonna go ahead and reassemble this back, switch it on, and hopefully all is well. Everything looks good and works. Alright, so I believe right now I have my DRL light connected, so I'm gonna go ahead and pretend I'm starting my car and see if that works. So good things, I had a demon eye previously that wasn't working. Now it was working. When I took the headlight apart, you can see that the demon eye is activated because a wire was disconnected. So that's working, that's cool. And I also do have to connect these guys over here, so I'm going to connect that right now. So I just connected it, and ooh, it looks good. So right now it is red. It's kind of hard to see because it's super bright outside, but we have both sides working, so that's good. I do have to figure out, it's connected, it's working, but my Bluetooth app is actually not connected, so I need to see how I can switch this thing off. I do have my car off right now, it's not running, but the lights are on, so I'm gonna have to figure out the wiring issue with it as well. Good thing is the LED bulbs work. Alright, so little bit has passed, and I spent all weekend trying to work on the custom headlights, but you guys saw a little sneak peek of what it looks like. So in upcoming videos, I'll be posting full kind of like a video of it on the car. The reason why I'm not really showing you guys at the end is because I don't have my front bumper on, and I think the car looks pretty ugly and bare without the front bumper. So when I get the car back, because my front bumper is getting repaired, when I get the whole car back, I'll be sure, you know, in the next video or next few videos, include a clip showing you guys how the custom headlights look. They look super cool. So yeah, if you guys stay to the end, don't forget to leave a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.